So Jon Hurwitz, one of the three creators and showrunners of Cobra Kai, has dropped a number of new images from Cobra Kai season 6, part 2. I want to delve into these images, and I don't think I'm going to go too deep into any kind of spoiler territory. However, we are about 1 month away, a little under 1 month away. November 15th is when the 5 next episodes of season 6 will drop, along with the final 5 coming out in February or so, we believe. So let's go ahead and take a look at these images. First and foremost, these are all from part 2, and there on the right you have confirmation that the rumor is true. The three masters are together. Chosen is indeed going to eventually end up there, helping out Daniel and, of course, Johnny coach Team Miyagi-Do. Next image right here. So here we have the team of Team Miyagi-Do. Miguel there, Sam, everyone. They're all there. And you see, I mean, they're all there. Hawk. And it looks like, I think that these scenes are going to be from relatively early in part 2, probably episode 6, because this is obviously before any of the fights happen. So it looks like they're all looking at some kind of a demonstration or something of the matter. Now here we have the Korean team Cobra Kai, of course, right there in the front. It's Tori, and this scene could actually be the same scene that this could actually be the same where it's this image. So it could be on one side of the arena is Miyagi-Do, on the other side is Cobra Kai, and that could obviously make a lot of sense. Now, this image right here, I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what this is, but with the chain link fence, I'm not sure if this is like an octagon or what this is. But Jon Hurwitz in the tweet says, "Welcome to the battle, Lewis Tan, Patrick Lewis, and Reina Vayandingham." I'm sorry if I butchered that name. And there's good, of course, like we talked about in the other leaks. I'm not going to go too deep into it if we're trying to avoid leaks, but there's other schools that are going to be hard to beat, including one that is being coached by a very familiar face. And again, I've done leak videos about this. Check out my Cobra Kai Karate Kid playlist here on the channel if you want to know more. If you're trying to avoid spoilers, that you don't have to look at it. I would not make you look at it if that's the case. This image right here, very powerful image. John Kreese, Johnny Lawrence. And there's been talk from literally the actors that the story arc is going to end up eventually being closed, going all the way back to the first Karate Kid film. So I'm hoping that we get the true sort of, maybe not reconciliation, because I don't know if that's going to ever happen. We don't know. But John Kreese and Johnny Lawrence, this is really, really the beef. Like, this is the real sort of backbone of the Johnny Lawrence character. It's not the Daniel feud, of course, was the story of the Karate Kid, but when Johnny decided to come back and reopen Cobra Kai at the very end of season 1, John Kreese appeared and has been a thorn in his side ever since. So, man, this conversation, I mean, we knew they were going to talk, but what's going to happen? I'm sure we will find out. Now, we're not done yet either. Chosen goes back to Okinawa, Japan. We saw the cell phone where he booked the plane ticket. He's heading back over there because he's got unfinished business. And that's this whole storyline with Kumiko. I said that my prediction is that Chosen will end up with her at the end of the series, because every character's going to have a closing arc, and this is one that was discussed at the end of season 5. So clearly they had a plan to reunite them in the future, which is what season 6's Chosen story is going to be about. Where will that go? I think they're going to end up together, but I don't think it's going to be like a simple, it's not just going to get together right off the hop. I think that it won't be easy for Chosen. I think more needs to happen before, he actually ends up happy. And he's got to, obviously, he's going to see her, he's going to see Kumiko, and then have to fly back to America to help coach. Well, not America, Spain. Spain. He has to fly to Spain to help Team Miyagi-Do win the Sekai Taikai tournament. Daniel LaRusso here that in front of a white brick wall. It looks like some type of an alley. Is this going to be like an alley fight, like a street fight, or is he just training? Difficult to say, but what's interesting about this picture is I had a buddy of mine in high school who had a jacket that looked a lot like that, and he actually had the same exact hair as Daniel LaRusso does in this picture. So when I see this picture, I think back to an old friend from high school who had the same jacket and the same hair, and it looks a lot like him. So when I first saw the picture earlier today, I was like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, that's familiar. We know that most of part 2 is going to be the Sekai Taikai, although there's going to be other things that happen, other story arcs. But will there be any fights outside of the tournament? Are we going to get brawls? Are we going to get street fights? Every Cobra Kai season from 2 and up has had some kind of a group brawl. You understand what I'm saying? And why would season 6 be no different? However, it's possible the group brawl may end up being part of the 3rd part of season 6. To be honest, I'm excited, but I'm also a little bit sad because I got to love Cobra Kai this year. I regret not watching it earlier. I really do, and I don't want to see it end. The story now is that the new Karate Kid movie has a new name, and I'm curious about, again, where LaRusso's character will go after this final season of Cobra Kai, and whether or not what happens to him and the discovery of the truth about Mr. Miyagi and his secret past is going to affect him or affect how he teaches karate or how he views the martial arts as a whole. Then this picture here, this is from back in the valley. These are the people that did not make the tournament who are there watching, presumably, the Sekai Taikai. These pictures to me aren't really spoilery, to say the least. It's stuff that we kind of already knew and that should not be surprising because they did say that portions of the Sekai Taikai would be shown on television. So clearly these are the people that didn't make it watching from afar. And I assume they'll cut back to them to get their reactions about certain fights, certain injuries, to see how Team Miyagi-Do does. Will there be a storyline, though, that takes place in the valley? Is there something else that happens in the valley? That remains to be seen. So these are the only images that have come out officially, not leaks, from Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2 from the creator himself. So he obviously knows these aren't going to ruin anything big, but there's going to be a lot going on here, and the fights should be taken to a new level, and it should be very, very interesting. What do you think? Leave a comment down below, and let's see what happens in 1 month's time. Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2.